are we watching right now?
Well, this was a scene from I believe this is grade 12. I'm not quite sure. As you notice, my hair looks very cute. I guess that would be considered
He
cute.
leaps tall students in a single bound. He's as fast as a speeding basketball in the face. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's super strong.
I think I got a really good mark on this, but watching it now, it makes me frown. Beside me, that's actually a good friend of mine, Wes, and his role was just to sit there and react to my sketch on a jerk of a gym teacher who makes his students work out real hard. Back in high school, I kind of honed my talents to write sketches and perform because I did drama all through high school.
Okay, it's a dog in a yellow coat. Now, what are we watching here?
This was back at Dwyer. This was called Cabaret, and it was kind of the talent show that we had each year at the end of the year in June. And for my final year in school, I decided that I would try out hosting it, and I ended up hosting it alongside this gentleman here, Johnny. So I got to wear those charming yellow suspenders, which I actually had a lot of fun wearing, and I still have those today. And one of my key things was a lot of improv here. So this was actually where I kind of started going out with more improv, more of that really kind of shocking comedy, just kind of getting out there and keeping the crowd entertained well.
What is this?
My first role as a female in front of a large audience.
What do you mean in front of a large audience?
Well, you know, in drama class there was the occasional time when I would throw on the dress, but I guess this was the early stages of being a female, not as extreme as what we do on the show now because we do the whole makeup and the bras and everything, but here it was just simply throwing on a dress and a funny hat, and this is actually one of the first sketches I ever wrote in high school.
How it came to Rogers, he did so well with the video camera in school that he decided that he was going to do a bit of a proposal and bring it in and see if he could get it to air. And he originally started that process in 99-2000, and it wasn't until 2002 that it was actually brought in and picked up by Rogers. The show is currently in its second season, and the guys are doing quite well. So it was a long, painful process because Jamie, being right out of high school, had to learn that, you know, you can't just put it kind of on a piece of paper and it was going to be picked up immediately. He had to do a demo, and he worked very hard and tweaked it accordingly, and here he is, second season. The guys are very versatile in that they are able to write for a large, diversified age group. I know kids that are as young as 5 and 6 watch his show, the parental guidance, immature subject matter. The guys are really good. They really do try to stay away from anything that is not appropriate for younger viewers because they are very aware that younger kids watch the show.
Yes, settle down, sir. You're here with the Carswell show, and I've got a couple questions for you.
No,
Over here.
Mario!
The camera.
Yes, friendly. Love you. Friggin' love you as a castmate.
Yeah,
Sorry.
come on.
You're a good friend, Mario. Have a nice life.
Guys, come on.
What's the toughest part about comedy?
Making people laugh.
That's a good one.
Is
That's good.
honestly the toughest thing. Comedy is so subjective that you could do something that you're just roaring with laughter and people could look at you and go, oh yeah, okay, you guys are comedians now because you think that's funny.
Yeah.
That is the toughest thing. To make one person laugh is one thing, but to make 100 people laugh is a whole lot harder than anybody, I think, really believes.
And the quickest way to make a comedian shut up? Quick. Make me laugh.
Tell them that. See, you're speechless. You don't know what to do.
There you go.
You can never. You can go on the spot so much, but it just doesn't work that easy, unfortunately.
How did you bring together the team?
The team. You know, when the Carswell show first began, it did begin with another cast of people, and everything kind of. I guess you kind of grow up a little bit, and you realize what was first originally something that was more, I wouldn't say a hobby. I've always had this as a career goal, but in the beginning it just doesn't seem, you don't take it as seriously as maybe other people. And as time went on, I said, I need to find a group of guys who are going to agree at all times, we're going to have a good time, and we work together. And I met Jan, Michael, and Shane working at the Famous Players in the Oshawa Center. I was their manager. And I used to watch those guys dance while serving popcorn and everything. And I said, these guys are good. And I brought them out to do a couple extra bits. And I love them. They're very creative, very fresh. Mario, Jan, Shane, they're all very fresh people. And they all come with different things. They bring everything different to the table. So I really, like, the team just kind of... Mario actually emailed me. You know, he heard about the show going to air. And he said, hi, my name's Mario. And... so I met him, and we hit it off right away, and those three guys, phenomenal guys.
Use an interesting word in reference to comedy. I was looking for some guys that were serious. How serious is comedy?
Comedy's very serious. Comedy is. What you see on camera is completely different. Like this right here, this is, the whole behind the scenes is totally different from what you see in front of the camera. You have to be very serious about it. Unfortunately, a lot of people believe you can just pick up a camera and goof off and you've created your own comedy. And I guess in some way, shape, or form you have, but behind the scenes is where the comedy really happens. That's where you have to be serious. And if you do that right, it portrays on screen really well.
How much of it is scripted and how much is improv?
50-50, 60-40. Depends on the type of characters we do. I personally would be more of the script writer. I like to script the stuff so that the guys kind of have a general concept of what's going on. One of the things that we like about it is that we can all write a script and bring it and say, hey, here's what we want to do today. And everybody throws in what they want to do, where their ideas come. And so it becomes improvised, I guess, while you're out there shooting it. Certain stuff stays to that script, but other stuff goes off and you get a different level of comedy. So it's a nice mix.
How important is timing?
Very important. Very, very important. I have seen so many times, I remember old drama classes where you're doing comedy sketches, and if someone does not do proper timing, your comedy looks just, okay, that was the punchline. Yeah, you really have to have, your timing has to be right on. The chemistry between all three of us is quite well. Personally, Jan, Michael, and Mario have great chemistry on camera. I think they would be the choice chemistry for the Carswell show. Those two there's something about the two that they just play off each other really well. I'm not saying none of us, no one else does, but those two, if every time I've watched stuff that they've done together, I just say, hey, those guys really have it down to what they're doing.
I mean, you watch some of the classic acts, you know, the Rowan Martins, the Abbott and Costello. I mean, who's on first? The timing is just dead on. Mind you, they did vaudeville and they did it over and over and over and over again. How difficult is it to come up with fresh material every single week?
Surprisingly, my head is filled with thousands of ideas.
That's what's in there.
Yeah. If you just
oh my
behind
God.
here, you can see. Yeah, it's never. I haven't got to the point. You always get writer's block. Writer's block is one of the worst things in the whole entire world, where you sit there and go, we have all these episodes to come up with. I can't think of a single thing. But I think because we have so many characters on the Carswell show, you're able to. There's something new for that character to do all the time, and the ideas. I've been writing nonstop, getting ready for more episodes, and I don't stop. There's always something new where I'll be out or something, and I'll just go, that's funny, I'm writing this down, and you work with it.
How much of this do you take from your own personal life experiences?
Not much. I'm one of the ones who just...
Thank goodness. I've seen some of the shows. That's good.
Shows a sign of hope for me. Yeah, no, most of the stuff, I think it's just my chance to kind of display what's in the head as best as I possibly can. And there is some wacky stuff in this head. So whatever I can show to people, then my personal life's not that funny. Perhaps it is to you or somebody else, but to myself, I wouldn't say that it'd be worth making a comedy show over.
How much has technology assisted you?
Very helpful. Technology, I don't think I'd be here right now if I didn't have with the stuff they come out with now with the digital cameras and the home editing systems, you can really put together a lot, and that's how it began. It was, I got this computer, I got this camera, let's do a demo tape. Let's try and see if this will work. So, and I guess it did. We're on air now.
Over here, my darling. Where are you going? Here we are, coming to me, your hostess with the mostess, Chi-Chi.
Oh, Chi-Chi. Let me tell you about Chi-Chi. I don't think anyone else could pull off that character except for Mario, because he just has that certain Latin charm. And Chi-Chi gets her look from Mario's wife, Susan. And very, very funny. Chi-Chi is a character that's a little bit more risque and a little bit more for the older viewer, because there's a lot of little innuendo in there.
On the third day of Christmas, you must give to Chi-Chi 3 French men, because I love the way they talk.
Your first question, Mario. What's it like to work with the Carswell?
The Carswell, like he's the guru of comedy. It is a lot of fun.
What is that? What? Oh, man! I'm gonna...
And sometimes it's grueling. He has this whip called Charlie.
Ah.
Yeah, so, but mostly a lot of fun.
Now, I can't help but notice, but you're the mature thespian of the group.
Well, I knew it had to come up. I just didn't know it would come up this early.
Why, thank you, Abrahamovich.
Yes, I am a little bit older. I'm the oldest of the cast members. But I think it's, you know, because we're such a diverse group, I can bring things to the table that the other guys can't, like ear hair, excessive ear hair, a lot of ear hair.
Man, this is going to be a long night. Oh, and I'm already so tired, but I got to show those guys. God.
Where do you see this all
This is
going?
going to be the best one ever.
Where do I see it going? I see. Why is it that I have to repeat every question? So where do I see it going? Well, it's funny, you know, because when I first got involved, it was because it was something I always wanted to do, and I said, well, let's see what happens, but a lot of it is you just say, let's see what happens, but a lot of it is you work at it and you push it towards where you want it to go, and so of course we want it to go as far as it can, and you know, and make sure that it's seen by everybody, and well, maybe we could get our own satellite dish and create our own, we'll call it the Carswell station, and there we go, and we'll be beamed everywhere.
When we return, homegrown to the core.